I was getting paid amino coins to help people like write up and do things for their DRs. Like, it was real. Today we are talking about subliminals, what they are, what they do, and my experience with them. It's kind of a bit of a story time this time. So first, for context, what are subliminals? So subliminals are subliminal messaging over some kind of possibly relaxing music, depends on the creator, and what they do is they put a bunch of positive affirmations really quiet behind this music, and it is supposedly meant to make you have your desired appearance, desired life partner, that kind of thing. And this is something that has been around for a bit of a while, I would say. So subliminal messaging in general is used all of the time. So that's like for like, if you ever saw it in the conspiracy theories back in the day where it was like, oh, if you reverse Hotel California, they're talking about Satan or something like that. And another way is just through advertising in general, just to entice you further. So because subliminal messaging can make you buy things, do things, and essentially be controlled by something else, people figured, why not make it something positive that can actually help you? Kind of something similar to a placebo, if that makes sense. Because something extremely interesting is that if somebody believes something is occurring, then your body will actually start acting on it because it believes that it's going on. So a good example that I can give you is if you gave your friend a non-alcoholic beverage and you told him it was beer, and then he started acting silly, goofy, funny, and then he's like, ha ha ha, I'm so drunk, he thinks that he actually is. And his body starts making him believe that he's drunk. So then whenever you tell him, no dude, that was a non-alcoholic beverage, I actually lied to you, then he snaps out of it and he's like, oh, whoops. Because the body is like, oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't be doing this. I don't have to because I didn't actually drink. And the same thing happens even in drug trials. It's extremely interesting. But these two concepts are what fuels subliminals on YouTube. They are also on Spotify as well. I see them in a couple different places. But most of them are on YouTube. And that's where I found them myself. I'm pretty sure I actually found them after a Shane Dawson conspiracy theory that included subliminals, something like that. Because I'm pretty sure I was like 12 or something when I first found them, so I was like, man, something to make me feel better about myself and for me to like actually like feel good. I want to do that because I was a depressed, lonely, tiny preteen. So I personally use a lot of them. I'll kind of divide this up into the different kinds of subliminals and what I experienced. The first one is the desired appearance, like body, face, lips, all of that. So I did use these. And this video is not for me to prove that they're real at all. This is just me talking about my personal experience. If you want to try them out, go ahead, I don't care. But I would say that I do currently have a body that I'm happy with and a body that I feel good in. So because I listened to these whenever I was literally 12 and 13 and not a grown adult, I can't exactly attribute that to subliminal messaging and not just puberty. And then the desired face ones, again, I was super young whenever I first started them, so it's not like I could like tell. I do remember that the ones that I was thinking about the most were no subliminals, because I feel like I got a big freaking honker and I was like, I need to have a tiny little petite nose. It didn't work. Desired height also did not work. And the reason why the desired height one didn't work is like, in a world where you as the viewer believe subliminals are real, I think it's because my subconscious was like, no, you don't actually want to be shorter, you want to feel more feminine and less like an outcast. And I really wanted to be 5'4" instead of almost 5'8", but you know what? Now I feel good as hell being tall. It's awesome. And then desired life subliminals, like desired life and desired reality. Yes, I was on Shift Talk. But I was also doing it before Shift Talk existed. Like, guys, I'm gonna completely admit this. I was on Amino. I was a user. I was getting paid amino coins to help people like write up and do things for their DRs. Like, it was real. And I'm not ashamed because, again, I was young, I was trying to figure myself out. Like, it's not harming anybody, who cares? And I couldn't exactly say that I ever completely shifted. There were times that I would wake up and I couldn't tell if it was like a dream or real or something like that, but I would feel like I'm in a like completely different area whenever I first wake up and like I haven't quite opened my eyes yet. But then whenever I open my eyes, I'd be at home. So that's the closest I've gotten to that, I'm pretty sure. But whenever I was listening to them, something interesting that I can say is that I did have an extreme amount of out-of-body experiences as well as lucid dreams. So I can't exactly tell if the lucid dreams were the out-of-body experiences or if they were actual out-of-body experiences. And one of the reasons why is because something that I've been doing for a huge video, like a super long, like mega special video, probably when I hit 1,000 subscribers, is the gateway tapes. So I brought this up before, I've brought this up a couple times actually, and it's specifically things that like even the CIA tested to make people have out-of-body experiences, mostly for like spy stuff. And I actually had more success when I was listening to the desired reality subliminals than I have with the gateway tapes. So that's kind of interesting, and that's something I'll have to look into, like for the video itself as well. So if you want to see that, subscribe. And honestly, the concept of reality shifting as a whole is honestly just like, the community was really nice because it was a bunch of people just sharing like their fantasy worlds and what they like, and just like getting to be themselves and getting to like kind of like escape from the harsh reality and go somewhere else, both figuratively and literally. And again, as long as it's not hurting anybody, I don't care. Like, whenever I personally was trying to do like desired reality and stuff, and some of the people that I did talk to on Amino were doing it specifically because they were children in an extremely bad home life. And I can't fault anybody for that, you know? So, I mean, obviously, as a kid stuck in a dark situation, you're gonna want to cling to something that feels safe. You're gonna want to like have some kind of escapism. And even then, if you do find out that you can do like super vivid lucid dreams where you can do basically whatever you want, or like actual reality shifting and go somewhere else where you feel safer, why would I fault that, you know? So like, I know a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure like Odd Ones Out made a video about reality shifters or something, but it's like, I don't see a point in making fun of anybody that has used subliminals, even me, because again, I've used them since I was 12 and I'm 20 now. Because one of the main things, and one of the reasons why I still listen to them in my free time today, is because it makes me just feel more in control of my life. So it's one of those things where even if it's not working in the way that the video says it will, it's still something that makes me feel better to listen to. Because on one hand, I can have the desired life that I want and get all of my goals achieved just by listening to this music. Or on the other hand, whenever I'm doing other things, or whenever I feel down in the dumps, or when I feel unmotivated, I can listen to this music and I can set my own intention, and I can set my own heart and my own focus on my motivations and do the real work to actually get that stuff done. Like the chill lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to, girl. You know how many people actually turn that on to study because it's just music that makes you feel motivated? It's the same thing. And just like the ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it, that's subliminal messaging. Because you know what it makes you think about? It makes you think about McDonald's. Like, it's around us all of the time. So, do I have exact proof that they work? No. Do I care? No. Am I gonna still use them? Yes, because it makes me feel good. That's all that matters. I'm not making anybody feel any pain. I'm not like forcing it upon anybody that doesn't want to use it, isn't comfortable with it. I'm doing it in my own headphones, just chilling. And there are a couple videos that I have seen online that were people trying to like prove that subliminals work. And then I would even see people in like the comments be like, "Oh my god, you're gonna expose us. We need to keep this gate kept. We need to hide this. We can't let the normies know about these." And then Shift Talk happened in 2020 where everybody was locked inside, so they're like, "Oh my god, I need to go somewhere," so they went in their own mind. And do people make fun of them and be like, "Haha, these people think listening to music's gonna make them pretty"? I don't care. It's one of those things where I feel like we just really have bigger fish to fry, and bullying people over just like something that makes them feel good is really dumb. Honestly, this video was barely even about subliminals. Was just like kind of me sharing my own story time about why I use them and just being like, guys, if nobody's hurting nobody, you don't need to be rude. You don't need to be an ass. Like, don't be an ass. Signs anomalous. And something that I can say that has largely shifted, pun intended, for me is whenever I was younger, I used to like curate playlists, and I would like find the exact person that I wanted to listen to and like their channel and only listen to theirs. And then I would have like a booster, which is something that's supposed to be like positive affirmations that make things work even faster and like things like that. There were also layered subliminals where it was supposed to be like 300,000 positive affirmations in 3 minutes or something like that. And just a bunch of like forced subliminal, beautiful, overnight, like stuff like that. I'm not all that worried now about like, I need to get results right now or I'm gonna explode. Because I don't see them as something to be the only focus. I see them as just a helpful tool to keep me motivated. And I mean, who knows? It's kind of a butterfly effect. Maybe if I didn't listen to those subliminals, I wouldn't even be here right now for one reason or another. Like, maybe I wouldn't look like this. Maybe I wouldn't feel like this. Maybe I would have just not had any motivation whenever I was in a really shitty environment and just gotten worse. So honestly, I can say that subliminals work because they made me feel like I could accomplish my goals whenever I didn't have anything else to back up the fact that it was even possible. And something that I can say is that manifestation has been around for a while, where people believe that their mind is the most powerful thing in the universe. Like Neville Goddard is one that he has a lot of speeches about it. And if you want to hear anything about like the power of the mind, or you want to like delve into that kind of research, I highly recommend it. But yeah, that was about it for this video. If you have any questions or anything you'd like me to know or how you feel about this video, leave that down in that comment section. And while you're down there, if you like this video, you can hit that like button because that gives me that sweet, sweet dopamine to keep making these videos. As I said before, if you want to see more of these videos, you can hit the subscribe button. If you want to support me in other ways, you can check out my Ko-Fi right here. Thank you Ash Mokeen and HeckDied23 for subscribing and donating. But for now, stay positive, stay motivated, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye bye!